Alright, so here are your set of integers. Okay, integers are 0, the whole numbers on the right side, which are the positive numbers, and their opposites, which are numbers on the left side. Okay, so where are we? We were supposed to do questions 1 through 6. So first one, describe a situation in everyday life where negative numbers are used. Okay, you know what? That one's pretty easy. Temperature. Here is that's 0. And you want to describe temperature, anything above 0. And you can describe temperatures below 0. It's negative 7 degrees today. Okay, there's positive 5. Or a bank. I deposited $50, so on my bank statement it should show up something like this. Okay. I used $50. You're going to see something like this with negative $50. Where else? Here's the ocean. And let's assume this is a mountain. If you're climbing the mountain, and you're about here, you can say you're 150 feet above sea level, assuming that the ocean level is 0. And if you are a fish, you're hanging down right here, all the way down here. You're not going to say you're 150 feet below 0 using a positive sign. You're going to use something like this to denote your describe your location. Okay, so those are 3 examples of negatives and positive numbers. Okay. Let me see. Number 2, on the number line, graph 2 different points that have the same absolute value. Okay, on the number line, here's 0. Let's stick with easy numbers. 1 and negative 1. These 2 points, negative 1 and 1, have exactly the same absolute value. What does that mean? They're exactly 1 step away from 0. So if you were to take the absolute value of 1, the absolute value of 1, or positive 1, is 1, because it's 1 step away from 0. The absolute value of negative 1 is also 1, because negative 1 is also 1 step away from 0. Remember, distance can't be negative. Okay, so that's why absolute value is always positive. 3, which one does not belong? Identify the expression that does not have the same value as the other 3. So you had 3 values here. Okay, negative absolute value of negative 3. You had negative 3. You have absolute value of positive 3 and 3. So one of them did not have the same value. So the absolute value of negative 3 is 3 spaces away from 0. This is just negative 3. Absolute value of positive 3. So positive 3 is 3 steps away from 0. And this is just 3. So this one, and this one are all the same except for this guy. Okay? 4. How do I write 6 below 0? So 6 below 0, you would use negative 6. A loss of 11 yards, you would write negative 11. And you deposited $16 into your account. So that means you have saved 16 bucks. Okay? So let's see what else. 1 to 6. Number 10. The price of a company's stock fell 21 points in 2 days. Write an integer to represent the amount the stock price fell. So obviously, if it fell, it means it lost value. So negative 21. 11. A profit. Okay, profit means you made. So if you made something good, profit of $9. 12. 53 Celsius below 0. So below 0, we use negative 53. No gain on first down. So if you're not familiar with football, probably weren't able to do this, but no gain, which means nothing. You didn't lose, you didn't gain. So 0. 14. An elevator goes up. To go up usually means plus 12. 2008 AD. Okay, that would be plus 2008. Okay, BC would be minus 2008. 16. 160 feet above sea level. Again, here's the water. So if that's water, and you're above sea level, so you're up somewhere around here. So that would be plus 160. A bank withdrawal. Withdrawal means to take out. So to take out means you are spending that money. So negative 50 and 1000 BC. 1000 BC would be negative 1000. Okay, and then you have to do 1 through 6, 10, 11 through 22. Let me turn the page here. 11, 19. So we're on 19. Absolute value of 6. Oops. Absolute value of 6 is 6 because 6 is 6 steps away from 6. Absolute value of negative 12 is 12 because negative 12 is 12 spaces away from 0. Absolute value of negative 9 is 9 because negative 9 is 9 spaces away from 0. Absolute value of 22 is 22 because 22 is 22 steps away from 0. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be 21. Absolute value of 21 is 21. And then you were to do 30 to 36. Okay, graph each set of integers on a number line. So you were given 3 numbers, a group of 3 or 4 numbers, and you were asked to draw a number line. So your first numbers were 1, 0, negative 3. Number line, that's 0, that's 1, that's negative 1, that's negative 2, and that's negative 3. So you can put a little x on top of each. Okay. Next one, your numbers were negative 4. Oops, negative 4, 5, and 4. Draw a number line. Okay. It starts with 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my 4. Here's my 5. I'll put an x on top of these guys. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And that's negative 4 right here for me. Next set of numbers, negative 5, negative 1, 10, and negative 9. So I make a bigger number line. So here's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be 10. On the other side, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. There. I'll put an x on top of the 4 numbers I was asked to. Okay, and then negative 2, negative 4, negative 4, negative 6, and negative 8. Okay. 0. I don't need to draw positive, so I keep forgetting to do these arrows. They're very important. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, and I'm going to drop one extra one, negative 9. So I'm going to put a star or a little x on top of negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, and negative 8. And that was it. Okay. 30 to 36. No, I'm sorry. We still got more. So 34. A Meteor Law, the weather person, reports a 20-degree change in temperature from yesterday to today. Right? Describe what this could mean. Well, you know what? With word problems, when they don't give you a value, make up one. So it means that, let's say if yesterday was, I don't know, 40 Fahrenheit. A 20-degree change means it could have either gone up 20 or down 20. So it means that it could have gone to 20 or it could have gone as high as 60. That will be one example. Maybe the temperature yesterday was 0. It's cold enough, that's for sure. So from 0, it could have gone to 20 Fahrenheit or to negative 20. Okay, so 2 examples of 2 different situations that could have meant a change of 20. Okay. Next 2. Critical thinking. Determine if each statement is true or false. If false, give a counterexample. Okay. Every integer has an absolute value. Well, think of one integer. 5. Can we take the absolute value of 5? Yes, we can, which is 5, because 5 is 5 steps away from 0. That's statement is true. Every integer has an absolute value. The absolute value of every integer is positive. Yes, that's true. Let me pick one negative integer, one positive integer. Okay, so we cover our bases. So the absolute value of a negative integer, in this case negative 5, is 5. Negative 5 is 5 spaces away from 0. The absolute value of positive 5, or a positive number, is also 5, or meaning positive 5. So whether the number was negative or positive, the absolute value was positive and positive. That's true for everything? Yes, it is, because distance, which is what absolute value is measuring, cannot be 0. So I could have written negative 1, whatever this number is. The absolute value of this guy right here, which is 1,328,000, is positive 1,328,000, because this number is 1,328 steps away from 0. Okay, so if you were here at this ridiculous number on the number line, and you had to walk all the way to 0, okay, you would have to take 1,328 steps. Okay, and that would be positive because you don't take negative steps. Okay, so that was the work. And wait, let me just double check to see if there's anything else from the blue textbook that you were supposed to do. Page 111. Ooh, there's more. So now I'm going to go on page 111. On page 111, you had 11 to 32. Jeez, that's a lot. All right, so 11. Oh, this was ordering integers. Good. Number 11, negative 17. Okay, what's going on here? All right, so let's go back. So you had negative 17, and negative 20. And you were supposed to use a greater, less than, greater, or less than sign. So negative 17 and negative 20. The answer is greater. And I'm going to draw a number line for you guys. That's 0. That's, I don't know, let's make that negative 5, negative 10, negative 15, negative 17 coming, and negative 20. Okay? So, whenever in doubt, draw a number line, plot those two numbers, and just look, which number is the one on the right? The number on the right, in this case, is negative 17, which makes it the bigger one. So negative 17 is bigger or greater than negative 20. Okay. Second one, negative 21 and negative 12. Again, I will draw a number line. Here's 0, negative 12, and this is negative 21. Who's on the right side? This guy is. So negative 12 is greater. So negative 21 is smaller. 3 and negative 10. I'm not drawing a number line because one is positive and one is negative. But positive will always be greater. 14, negative 5, and 17. Again, one's a positive number. So negative 5 is less. 4, negative 4. Okay, what happened? Okay, so 4 and negative 4. One is positive, one negative. No need to discuss this one. Negative 25 and negative 20. Helps draw a number line. Use the 0. That's 10. That's negative 20. And this is negative 25. Who's on the right side? This guy is, which makes it bigger. So negative 25 is less. 17, negative 52, and negative 72. Okay. Draw a number line. Here's 0 as you go. 0, negative 10, negative 20. Keep going, negative 52. Keep going, negative 72. Who's on the right side? This guy is, which makes it greater. 18, 100 and negative 10. One is positive, one is negative. Very easy, 100 is greater. 19, ooh. 19 is a little bit different. It says negative absolute value of negative 8 and 0. Well, what you should have done was take the absolute value. The absolute value of negative 8 is 8, because negative 8 is 8 steps away from 0. Now you compare 8 is obviously greater than 0. So you have to take the absolute value first. 20, negative 13, and absolute value of negative 14. So here, again, before you decide if it's greater or less, you have to take the absolute value. So the absolute value of negative 14 is 14. Now you can compare. Negative 13 is definitely smaller than 14. 21, 36, absolute value of 36, and negative 37. The absolute value of 36 is 36, and 36 is definitely greater than negative 37. Last one, negative 29, absolute value, you should say, and 92. Oh, absolute value of 92. Oh, let's take the absolute value of each one. Absolute value of negative 29 is 29. Absolute value of 92 is 92. And 29 is definitely less than 92. Okay. Let's do 23. True or false? If false, change one number to make the sentence true. So, negative 8 is greater than 5. That is definitely not true. So change one number. We're going to change this to a positive 8. There, that makes the statement true. Negative 7 is less than 0, and that's true. 25, absolute value of negative 9 equals 9. Well, absolute value of negative 9 is 9, which is definitely equal to 9. 26, absolute value of 5 is less than negative 6. Well, absolute value of 5 is 5. And is that less than negative 6? No, it's not. So how do we change this? We can change this by going like this. No. We can change that. How do we change that? We can change that by making, this one a positive. 5 is less than 6. Okay. Next one. 10 is greater than the absolute value of negative 8. Well, absolute value of negative 8 is 8. So now can we say that 10 is greater than 8? Yes, we can. And finally, the last one here says 7 is greater than the absolute value of negative 7. Well, 7, let's rewrite that. And absolute value of negative 7 is 7. Is 7 greater than negative? Is 7 greater than 7? No, it's not. So let's change this so that statement is true. I will add a negative sign here, which makes 7 greater than negative 7, and that is a true statement. Ooh, 29. Arrange the dates from coldest to the warmest. Okay, so you had a table. I'm going to write negative 4, negative 7, 1, 3, negative 1, negative 6, and 6. Alright, and you want it from the coldest temperature to warmest. Alright, so the coldest temperature would be this one. Second coldest temperature would be negative 6. And then negative 4. And then negative 1. And then it's getting warmer. It's going to 1. And then it's going to 3. And finally, 1 to 6. So that will be your order from coldest to warmest. Find the medium temperature. I'm not going to do that. So skip that one. 31. Order actually, we can do the median. Median is the number in the middle. So let's find the middle. Once we put them in order, we find the number in the middle. So let's cross this guy with this guy and work our way inside. This guy to this guy, this guy to this guy, and there is our middle number, negative 1. 31. Order. Let me just do that. Order negative 7, 5, negative 6, negative 4, 1, and 3 from least to greatest. If it helps, put it on a number line, okay? If you're not comfortable, you know what, why don't we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Here's negative 7, negative 6, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. That will be the order in which from least to greatest. (32). We have absolute value of 51, negative 53, absolute value of negative 52, 55, negative 56, negative 57. So before I can put these in order, I need to change a couple of numbers here. This one, absolute value of 51 is 51. Absolute value of negative 52 is 52. Now I can put these in order. Okay, so let's go from the coldest. The coldest temperature here, thinking of temperature actually should help. Because, the lower the number, on the negative side here, the colder it is. So coldest temperature here would be negative 55. Second coldest would be negative 56. And then it's getting warmer, not very much, negative 53. Then we have a huge jump. It's getting warmer, 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 and then it crosses 0, and then all of a sudden it becomes 51 degrees. Goes up to 52 and to 55. So coldest temperature we have is negative 57. Highest temperature we have is 55. Okay? And then one last question. It says if 0 is the greatest integer in a set of 5 numbers. So you have 5 numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 0 is the greatest. So let me draw a number line. I'm just going to make a few numbers on each side. Okay, so here we have a group of 5 numbers on the top here. I don't know where they are located yet, but I know one thing, that 0 is the greatest number. I'll make a little star here. So obviously if 0 is the greatest number, I can write 0 over here. And the other numbers can't be a 1, a 2, a 3, or 4, or 5. They all have to be on this side of the world, negative numbers. So 0 is the greatest number. What can I say about the other 4? Well, the other 4 are all negative. So pick any one. Negative 1. This could be negative 2. This could be negative 20. This could be negative 100. All these 4 numbers are less than 0. Okay, think about it. How do I know that 0 is better, or greater than these? Would you rather owe nothing, or would you rather owe $1? Make sure you would rather owe nothing. Would you rather owe $100, or would you rather owe 0? So, in this case, 0 is not that bad of a number to be. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that was page 111, numbers 11 through 32 on the boot textbook. Okay, and again, questions, guys, please email me. All right, I know I'm not there, but there's nothing I can do about it. So bear with me. Okay, thank you very much.